Mostly cool.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it might feel a little like spring today, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, temperatures will be right around the same point yesterday, but the difference is a lot more sunshine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you have that on tap today. In fact, this morning, we mentioned the possibility yesterday of black ice. Now, with lingering clouds that have persisted in the early hours here, some of these temperatures, especially in the Utica-Rome area in farther west, haven't fallen that much. So our risk for black ice this morning is not as high. Still, though, it's there, especially for some of you in those colder pockets. Let's zoom in here. 25 Lake Pleasant, 30 Little Falls, 29 Washington Mills. Heading south, it's 25 Cooperstown, 32 Hamilton, 27 in Morris, and 28 in Oneonta. So again, there is the potential for black ice to form, but it's not widespread. Incredibly isolated today, but it's always good to be prepared and watch out for that because, again, black ice is hard to see, and as you walk out on an untreated surface, you could slip and fall very easily. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're looking at quiet conditions today, and as I mentioned previously, lots of sunshine as temperatures climb into the 40s. It's going to be a very nice late December day out there, but following today, we're going to be looking at a warm overnight and then a strong cold front bringing a massive switch in temperatures as we head into Friday afternoon. We'll dive into that weather whiplash coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Well, if you were driving along...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Today looking pretty nice, at least by December standards, and we'll take a look at what you can expect in your day ahead in the forecast in a minute here. So, current temperature 32 degrees. It feels almost like a heat wave this morning with the warm start already. And we'll continue to see these temperatures climb up into the upper 30s to low 40s this afternoon. With, again, mainly dry weather. Clear skies officially in Rome feels like 26. Roadways continue to see improvements as we remain in this temperature range here. Roads are almost entirely clear. Radar also showing quiet conditions, and this will be a common sight throughout the entire day today. In fact, great weather to do some car washing. Now, I noticed yesterday there were some pretty busy lines at some car washes after, you know, how much snow and all that stuff the roads have treated your car the last few days. So you got great weather today, but just expect a long line at the car wash. Today's highs will reach the low 40s with some sunshine. Then widespread rain arrives tonight. Strong winds pick up, and we're going to be tracking a pretty busy Friday. The details on that in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. You may not know it, but a Remsen High...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are tracking a pretty quiet one, but in the meantime, let's dive into just how cold December has been so far, because if you're wondering, well, it's already been a very cold and snowy start to the season, or even the snow season, not even the winter season. You can see here 11 degrees below average so far in December. This is very, very cold, to put it lightly, but we are looking at some warmer days that might skew this number a little bit. We'll see how the rest of December shapes up, but at least the start of it, definitely one to remember. Downtown Utica, a live view outside right now. The roads are looking pretty clear. Quiet conditions expected for much of the area this morning. So we look at the bigger picture here, and one thing to mention is, of course, today's sunshine persists pretty unobstructed with no rain or even snow expected today. But you see here, tomorrow morning between 7 and 9 a.m., we've got this massive cold front moving its way in. and that'll kick up some winds. Rain will be falling ahead of this front, by the way. Maybe some rumbles of thunder along this line, too. But either way, the winds will pick up again in the evening from the west, and we'll be tracking some lake effect snow. So I'm just going to dive right into the Skycast here. Most importantly, the impacts you'll be expecting for the next 24 to 48 hours. Today, again, no impacts. You got snow melt, sunshine, temperatures upper 30s, low 40s. Tonight, that rainfall begins to move in, scattered initially, and then widespread from this front right here. Look at that cold air that moves in. Rumbles of thunder possible. Once that front sweeps through, we're going to be cooling down quickly from the 50s down into the 30s with some wet snow on the backside of that system in the mid to late morning. And then eventually, we got this lull in the winds, at least in the early afternoon. But then the lake effect will kick back in again. A squall possible in the early afternoon. And then lake effect snow you can see sweeping into the Mohawk Valley overnight. So in terms of snowfall accumulations, this is one of those events where it's not so much the accumulation part, but it's the overall the arrival of the snow and the amount of snow falling at one time that might be the concern here. This is Friday at 1. You can see here snowfall accumulating mainly up north, and then that will linger with lake effect overnight, producing more snowfall in the hills of the Adirondacks and, of course, Tug Hill. So your 7-day forecast following Friday's wind and snow, and after some heavy rain to start, it quiets down Saturday pretty quickly. We're at 31, cloudy skies. Sunday, some light lake effect, 34 degrees of temperature for the first day of winter. And so far, Christmas week, Gary, the early preview right now, I mean, we got a few minor systems to track, but for now, Christmas looks pretty quiet, maybe some light sprinkles, if that. So no impactful weather right now in terms of any Christmas Eve or Christmas Day events.
Tomorrow's the day to watch out for, though.
Yes, that's right.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:23. Still ahead on Sunrise. The Labor joining us for this half hour. If you forgot where they are, start looking for your sunglasses. Eric, you were mentioning a nice spring-like day ahead, right?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. Yeah, and those sunglasses, definitely something you want to grab heading outside today with plenty of sunshine expected. And yes, even warmer temperatures too, Gary. Let's take a look at the current conditions outside right now. Now, we mentioned yesterday there's those potential for black ice in some parts of our area. The risk has lowered a little bit because we're still hovering in the low 30s, some parts mid-30s. So it's not as much of a plunge below freezing as we initially thought due to lingering clouds. So because of that, the black ice risk is isolated to those spots here you can see that have fallen below freezing. So just watch out for some slick spots in some untreated areas. They mentioned here, this time of year we get that snow melt and refreezing again. Black ice can be hard to see, and you can walk out your door and slip and fall easily. So just watch out, that's the thing. If you look at the radar right now, it is entirely dry. A common sight we'll be seeing today as temperatures go from the 20s and 30s this morning up to the low 40s this afternoon with, again, all that sunshine on tap. So enjoy it, because by tomorrow we're going to see more rain in the morning, strong winds, and then a switch over to snow and still some pretty strong winds in the evening. We'll dive into that polar blast of cold air and strong winds coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump spoke to the
2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Our photo of the day today is brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Thank you for the sponsorship of this segment that we love to air to you guys every morning. And this one is of a great scene right here, of a shot of the Black River and the snowfall taken in Forestport by Genie. So a big shout out to this. Honestly, looks like it could be a painting or a puzzle, too. This would be a great type of puzzle. Well, actually, maybe more difficult with the amount of consistent colors there. But needless to say, a great shot there. And a shout out to those of you watching from Forestport this morning. If you have a photo you'd like to send to us that looks like that or anything winter related, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. So today, we're ranging in the 20s and 30s, some patches of black ice in those colder spots, but after this morning, we're going to climb quickly into the 40s with some sunshine on tap today. We'll have the details on what follows today, though, in terms of heavy rain, strong winds, and a massive cool down late Friday straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Yorkville Battery celebrated 50.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday. Well, this December not only has been snowy, it's been very cold. Well, how cold has it been compared to average? Well, December so far, 11 degrees below normal. Obviously, you know, we're only halfway through the month and we have some warmer temperatures we're looking ahead to for today and tomorrow. So this is going to skew it a little bit. Either way, there's no doubt about it. It's been a very cold start to the snow season and a very active start to the snow season here locally. Downtown Utica, a quiet scene out there. Roadways pretty much unimpacted today. In fact, we're going to see a lot of sunshine producing even more snow melt tonight. Now, as we head into tonight, we're going to see that widespread rain really begin to kick in. A massive cold front moving through, a flash freeze possible as we go from the 50s down into the 30s with some snow chances, strong winds, pretty busy looking ahead to the pretty much entire day on Thursday or on Friday. So let's dive into it here in our Skycast. So lingering cloud today turns to sunshine and highs climbing into the upper 30s, low 40s. Now, it remains quiet until sunset and pretty much 7, 8, 9 o'clock, looking pretty quiet. The rainfall really begins to move in around midnight. And then scattered rain showers will switch to some heavy rain. We look at this line here. This is probably as strong of a cold front as you can get here this time of year. So expect even potentially some thunder and lightning along this line, some very strong wind gusts, and a sharp decrease from the upper 40s, low 50s down into the 30s with some backside snowfall, quieting down a little bit in the late morning, early afternoon, as you can see here. But then returning as some snow squall chances and then some lake effect that lingers into the area, again, along with some strong winds and that flash freeze concern, which could cause some icy spots. So in terms of snowfall accumulation, as we head into Friday and beyond, as you can see here, snowfall mainly focused in the hills of the north of the Mohawk Valley, near Tug Hill and the Adirondacks. Yes, some other spots could get between 1 to 4 inches in the white to light blue zones here, but for the most part, this lake effect, as it sweeps its way south, will weaken. It's also not a very long duration event. By Saturday, it quiets down. Mostly cloudy skies. Then Sunday, light lake effect, 34 degrees the temperature for the first day of winter. And then as we enter the week of Christmas, it's seasonable. It's not too hot, not too cold. And we have some minor snow chances here and there, along with some quieter weather, at least in the long-range forecast looking ahead to Christmas. So that's for another day. Again, today it's quiet. Tomorrow, so keep an eye out for it.
We are going to enjoy today, that's for sure. Some sunshine finally. Well, with Penny production coming to an end.
Meteorologist Eric Gage.
And thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And 1 week before Christmas, it's going to feel like spring today, right?
Yeah, we have an early taste of it before it even hits wintertime. How about that? We have 40s today on tap and some sunshine. Yeah, looking forward to that. Let's take a look at what's going on outside right now. First off, a look at the current temperatures sitting right around 32, 31, 26 degrees. Really depends on location, especially out in the Hudson Valley. That's where those colder temperatures are currently focused. Now we zoom in here, temperatures in around 30 degrees in Whitesboro, 30 Little Falls, 27 in Inlet and Lake Pleasant, 30 Otter Lake. Heading south, 29 in Sherburne, 22 Cooperstown, 25 in Morris, and 27 in Oneonta. So yesterday we mentioned the possibility of black ice from melted snow. Today, mainly focused in some of those colder pockets. It's not as widespread as initially thought. But either way, if you are below freezing this morning, just watch out for those untreated surfaces that could get a bit icy. So that's the case when we have all that snow melt yesterday and then a fall below freezing this morning. Live look at the radar. It is entirely dry this morning. Expect an entirely dry day today with lots of sun, highs climbing into the low 40s. Now tonight, it remains rather mild, actually climbing temperature-wise even more overnight before a strong cold front brings a huge shift in the weather pattern for tomorrow. We'll have the details straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Well, if you were driving along...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody, on this Thursday morning. We begin today with a look at your forecast in a minute, what you can expect heading out the door today. And I've got some great news for a lot of you just hoping for an unimpactful and, in fact, sunny day today, too. Anytime we're going to see that elusive sunshine here in this time of the year, we're definitely going to take advantage of it. Currently clear skies, 32 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Feels like 26 with the light easterly wind out there. Roadways looking not too bad. Again, at that thaw yesterday, really helping out on a lot of roads. Even side roads that still might have some snow still on them from days past. Your Yorkville Battery Live radar shows dry conditions this morning. And with this dry weather in mind, I mean, you got Gribble to head out to the car wash for this morning, afternoon, and this evening. Just get in line because it might be pretty busy. I know for sure yesterday was very busy and today probably no different as well. Today's highs climbing into the 40s, low 40s, and lots of sun, but we have the payback on the way, the massive cool down from a strong cold front that brought us this warmth ahead of time. We'll have the details on that straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, you may not know.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Today it's looking pretty nice weather-wise. Sunshine, warmer temperatures, but will this skew the already cold December? In fact, look at the official number here. December so far has been 11 degrees below average. So you're not imagining things you think it's been an incredibly cold, of course, obviously incredibly snowy December. But either way, here we are right now. Today and tomorrow's numbers might skew this a little bit, but overall, this cold has definitely been one to remember here in central New York. Live look at downtown Utica. It is a quiet morning out there. Traffic starting to pick up in that early morning rush hour. And as you look ahead to the rest of the day today, expect again lots of sunshine. However, as we head into tonight, we're going to see a few scattered showers roll in ahead of a very strong cold front. And I think this is probably one of the strongest fronts we'll see in quite a while. This will produce a flash freeze and a sudden drop in temperature from the upper 40s near 50 down into the 20s and teens. So let's zoom in here in our skycast. Today, those lingering low-level clouds are exiting, sunshine moving in, high temperatures climbing into the upper 30s, low 40s. Scattered showers tonight, turning to widespread rain early Friday morning. The time frame of this between 6 and 9 a.m. Now, being a front this strong, the timing means everything here. And the latest models had it coming in around 8:30. Yesterday it was around 7:30. So it's trending later, but a lot of these fronts always like to arrive earlier than expected. So I'm going to keep that time frame a little earlier for now. Either way, look at that line right there. That's heavy rain, strong winds, maybe some thunder and lightning, and then a sharp decrease in temperature. Wet snow on the backside of it, a lull in activity in the late morning, early afternoon before the backside of it produces some potential snow squalls and some lake effect that'll shift south into the valley in the late evening. So a lot of the accumulating snow really won't take place until the evening and overnights. But still, we've got some snow chances, especially those of you north. Tug Hill, obviously, Old Forge, northern Herkimer County, including the hills north of Little Falls here, have some potential seeing 4 to 7 inches in the dark blue zones there. So, again, with the system arriving tomorrow, it is a sharp decrease in temperature, a sharp change from rain to snow, and then it quiets down again Saturday. It's only a mainly one-day event. Then we're back into the mid-30s by Sunday with our first day of winter time, and then cooling down a little bit as we head into the first few days of Christmas week. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Nearly 1 in 5 U.S. children ages morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. Get ready to see some sunshine and temperatures in the 40s. Eric, it's almost going to feel like spring right before winter officially starts, right?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. On top of that, too, some sunshine. Overall, a pretty pleasant day expected today. Let's take a look at the current conditions outside right now because we mentioned yesterday the potential for some black ice to form, and so far it's mainly focused in areas especially out east where the skies cleared out a whole lot more. Now, early today, we are looking at clearer skies, so temperatures have fallen a little bit, slightly below freezing in a lot of spots. So when it comes to conditions, we're in the low 30s, upper 20s in the valley, in areas in the North Country, southern valleys in the 20s. Either way, if you are in these zones that are below freezing, just be extra cautious. Watch out for some slick spots on untreated surfaces, parking lots, driveways, sidewalks. Once you get into a treated road again, you should be okay. But for the time being, just make sure you're aware of that. Radar right now is entirely dry, and with the dry weather today, we're going to see those temperatures climb quickly into the low 40s with plenty of sun. Enjoy the ability to grab your sunglasses heading outside today, because tomorrow you might need to use your windshield wipers in your morning commute, and you might have to drive it carefully with some snow showers in the evening commute. We'll talk about who sees the snow, who sees the rain, the winds, everything you need to know for that Friday forecast in a few minutes. Gary? Eric,
thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump spoke to the...
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Our photo of the day today, brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union, is a great shot of the snow in Forestport. More importantly, a great scene here of the Black River and the snowfall there, and up in Forestport. You guys got your fair share of snow over the last 3 to 4 weeks here. This was sent in by Jeannie. And a big shout out to those of you who are tuning in from Forestport this morning. Beautiful country up there. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, like this one, which could be even a painting, send to WKTV.com/weather/pics. So today we are starting out in the 30s and 20s, climbing to near 40. We remain pretty mild tonight, in fact pretty warm, before a warm start Friday turns to a plunge in temperatures with some strong winds, even some snowfall. We'll dive into the impacts tomorrow, coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Ready for Friday.
Yes, here it comes. Enjoy today, though. It's going to be pretty nice.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. Yorkville Battery celebrated 50 years.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Thursday morning, everybody. Today, starting out with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. So far, though, It's going to be pretty warm this afternoon with highs approaching the low 40s and plenty of sunshine. In the meantime, though, December, well, hasn't really favored that sun and warmth. It's been quite the opposite. 11 degrees below average is the month so far. And yes, today and tomorrow might skew that number a little bit. We're almost hitting December 20th shortly, and it's already still an incredibly cold month. So we'll see how the rest of the month shapes up. Even if it shapes up more close to average, still, it's that early part of the month is not going to be forgotten. Downtown Utica, we have got crystal clear skies over the city right now and expect that to persist for pretty much the entire day today. The data which showed that low-level clouds to our pretty much of the Mohawk Valley has shifted, and this is really about as much cloud cover as we're going to see today. A few wispy cirrus clouds arriving this evening, and that'll set the stage for widespread rain arriving tonight. And then in the process, the arrival of a strong cold front Friday morning, setting the stage for a huge plunge in temperature briefly before we warm back up again as we head into Saturday. So, we look at our skycast today. Those lingering clouds exited. We're going to see sunshine and highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. Widespread rain arrives tonight, and we'll see those temperatures remain in the upper 40s to low 50s. Pardon the lack of numbers here. The system we're running on right now has some engineering issues off-site, so that's why I'm trying to show as much as I can with the resources we have here. So, here's that long line of rain, even some thunderstorms too. We're in the 40s and 50s. And then we're going to cool down quickly into the 30s and 20s. See that widespread snow, wet snow on the backside of that system? That'll end. We're in a quiet period in the late morning, early afternoon. Then we're going to see that snow return again in form of a snow squall possible in the early afternoon. And then we'll see that lake effect snow sweep its way south in the late evening and overnight. So that lake band mainly impacts the North Country during the daytime hours. In terms of snowfall, by 1 p.m. Friday, how much snow we could see here, and then overnight, that snow really begins to accumulate from that lake effect, mainly in Tug Hill and in the hills of the Adirondacks in northern Herkimer County. So your 7-day forecast, we are in the 40s today, upper 40s early Friday, cooling down quickly. But it's only a one-day event. Saturday, Gary, we dry up again. It's pretty quiet, 31 degrees, light lake effect snow for the first day of winter. And then the week of Christmas, cool, not too impactful weather-wise. But today, Gary, let's enjoy all that sunshine.
I know we will, that's for sure.
And enjoy the warmth and get your car washed, too, in the process.
Good idea. Well, a 4-year-old boy
With Steve McMurray.
And good Thursday afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this noon time. We're going to get to those stories in a minute or two, but first, December sunshine and warmer temperatures are always welcome, but how long will these two rarities last?
We have today, which is probably about as much as we'll see this time of year before we got some rain, some snow, some wind tomorrow. Pretty busy day tomorrow, but for now, we'll enjoy the quiet weather.
Yeah, the calm before the proverbial.
Yeah. Let's take a look outside. Again, it's gorgeous weather out there, at least by mid to late December standards. Beautiful sunny skies pretty much all day long so far. And temperatures in the 40s. So far in the Mohawk Valley, 40 degrees in Rome, 45 Hamilton. Still a little cooler in parts of the sheltered areas in the valleys here, 36 Johnstown. But look at that, nearly 60 in Dansville outside the Finger Lakes there. So there's some warmth, decent warmth moving in from some more mild conditions from high pressure here in our area. By the way, looking at more local temperatures, look at this, 47 Washington Mills. Personally, I think we could hit the 50-degree mark in some of those lower elevations. Heading south, same story, upper to mid-40s across the area. So the snow is melting pretty quickly so far right now with all that sunshine, and we'll be aided even more by scattered rain showers, eventually widespread rain arriving tonight through early tomorrow morning. We have the timing of heavy rain, strong winds, and a front that'll flip-flop that to some snow maybe some ice. We'll have the details on that for your Friday forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks a lot.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, lots of sunshine here today. We're not complaining about it. In fact, all that sun and warmth is allowing some of that snow to melt. Look at this. Along some of the roads here in downtown Utica, starting to see that grass that we haven't seen probably in over a month with all the snow and the lack of any serious thaw. So, with the sunshine today, those temperatures continue to climb. We're already at 40 degrees officially in Rome. That easterly wind is keeping things feeling a little bit chillier, but when it comes to the sun shining, anytime the sun is out at 40 degrees, it feels a lot warmer than that, especially if you're driving in your car. Clouds or cloudy 40 degrees definitely feels a lot colder than a sunny 40. So, high pressures in place here today. Tonight, we're going to see the arrival of active weather in the form of widespread rainfall. Now, initially, it's scattered rain, and then you can see here that cold front that moves through. A very strong one is going to sweep through the area. We go from heavy rain, even some thunderstorms in the morning, roughly between, I would say, closer to 7 to 9. We're kind of pinpointing it a bit later in the morning. Either way, there's basically a pattern of things going on Friday that we're going to dive into right here in the Skycast. So let's begin with today. It's quiet, it's dry, it's sunny, not too bad out there. Tonight, we're going to see that rainfall move in, scattered showers initially. Then, by 6 a.m., still, front hasn't arrived yet. It's a pretty mild start. We're in the 40s, but don't let that fool you. The winds really pick up, and then right here, there's that line. A very strong cold front moves through. We go, you see all that heavy rain, maybe some thunder and lightning there. Some wet snow on the backside of the system here. And then we're in a bit of a lull in any activity between, I would say, 11 and maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Almost seems kind of ominous, right? And then that westerly wind really kicks in. We're going to see a brief snow squall possibly around 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And then here comes that lake effect. It initially starts its way north and then sweeps south into the Mohawk Valley overnight. So there are a couple impacts. For one, the winds. This is the wind gust potential for the early morning hours Friday. Look at this. As high as 50 miles an hour in sections of the southern valleys here. Just a heads up for that. As we head into Friday, middle of the day here, you can see here, winds not that strong. We have to wait until the evening and overnight for the winds to really pick up again from the west. And this will take place with wind speeds between, or wind gusts between 35 and 45 miles an hour. In terms of accumulating snowfall, despite the impacts with winds, rain, flash freeze, we're not expecting a lot of snow to accumulate, especially in the Mohawk Valley, due to those warmer temperatures switching over to cold. The higher elevations up north, the lake effect zones here in the snowbelt near Tug Hill, will see the highest totals as we head into Saturday morning. And keep in mind, this only really lasts through Friday. By Saturday, it quiets down. We're in the 30s, cloudy skies. No more any impacts from this system here. So a brief spout with some active weather, some light lake effect on Sunday. But again, I mean, Steve, today weather is looking fantastic. Lots of sunshine.
It's amazing what the sun does for your psyche after you get pounded with snow before Thanksgiving and beyond. So, all right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, it is that time of year and time now for a first check of the forecast in this half hour. Once again, we welcome in meteorologist Eric Gage. And beautiful day out there today. You can see the sunshine behind us from the Nexus camera, and we're going to be okay with this.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. We're all having a bit of a sigh of relief, not a whole lot of busy weather. The same time last week, we just were getting slammed with snow system after snow system, which again, for, snowmobile trails up north, ski slopes, places that rely on the winter weather. It's been great news for the start of the season. We do need thaws here and there, because if those of you remember what happened last winter time without a lack of a thaw, snow can become damaging. But here we are, a beautiful scene across the area from a vantage point from Barneville to Boonville to Utica. even to Herkimer as well. So quite a great scene out there so far today. Blue skies, temperatures already in the 40s. Again, some parts of the state already pushing near 50 or above 50. 51 Watertown, 49 Rochester, 58 in Dansville, here locally in the 40s. Still in the upper 30s up at Saranac Lake and parts of the Adirondacks. So today's highs will be in the upper 40s. Some spots I think could reach near 50 before we cool down again a little bit tonight, but it's not going to last too long because we warm up quickly back into the upper 40s, near 50s tomorrow morning, followed by some heavy rain, maybe some thunder, and a sharp decrease in temperatures from a flash freeze. We'll have the details on that coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. The U.S. military.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Lots of sunshine out there so far today, and temperatures continue to climb. We take a look at downtown Utica right now with some of that snowmelt taking place along the sidewalks there. Green grass starting to peak out for the first time in quite a while. Temperature officially at Rome sitting at 40 degrees. It still feels a bit chilly out. That wind is definitely something right now, but needless to say, if you're sheltered from the wind, that sunshine is feeling more than welcome here across the area. So what is happening over the next few days? Well, today at least it's looking dry. We're not tracking any rain or snow during the daytime hours today, but as we head into tonight, that's when we're going to see the arrival of some scattered rain showers. Eventually, that front that moves through right there, it'll sweep through the northeast, exiting and then producing some windy conditions as well as some lake effect snow, even just snow in general across the area. But it is not expected to produce a lot of high accumulations, at least in much of central New York. So we look here in the Skycast. Today it's sunny, it's dry. Highs are climbing into the mid-40s, some spots pushing near 50. That will be the case overnight tonight into early tomorrow. Our temperature peaks at around 6 to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning because that's right ahead of that cold front that moves through. There it is. There's the line. Inside that, heavy rain, some wind gusts, maybe some thunderstorms too. It is going to slam through central New York. It's not going to be dangerous by any means, but this might wake you up with some rumbles of thunder here and there. Then we're going to see a switch over from rain to wet snow, mainly in the hilltops. Then a brief chance of some blowing snow as we head into the early afternoon. And then following that, the winds will pick up, and we're going to see the arrival of some lake effect to the northwest, sweeping south overnight. So, a couple of things. For one, the highest impact from the system is going to be the winds. As we head into Friday morning, 5 a.m., the hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley, Cooperstown, Morrisville, Oneonta, Norwich. See those wind gusts right there between 40 and 50 miles an hour. Same thing up near Old Forge and heading up to the higher elevations in Lewis County. Then the winds weaken. We're in a bit of an eye of the storm here by the late morning and early afternoon. Then the winds will shift from the south to the west. And that's when we get to see those strong westerly winds with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Wind chills even cooler, and of course the wind speeds between 35 and 45 miles an hour. So in terms of snowfall accumulation, it's one of those systems we're not expecting a lot of sticking snow on the ground. You can see here, a lot of that snow will be focused on the higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley. The valley itself really missing out a lot of that accumulating snow, but still, don't let that fool you, because we're going to be seeing, at least some of us, seeing some blowing snow either in the early afternoon or even as late as the overnight hours here and there. But it doesn't last too long. We're going to be drying out Saturday, high of 31. Sunday, first day of winter, finally arrives, even though a lot of us might say winter has already arrived.
Late to the party.
But yeah, technically it arrives, and it's looking not too bad, some light lake effect. But again, enjoy the sunshine and dry weather today.
As you mentioned, a little bit of a thaw is necessary because what happened last year is we didn't have one. That's where a lot of those roof collapses and whatnot. So certainly don't want to have those again. But it doesn't look like a lot of the base that has been around for those winter enthusiasts, that may stick around. So this may be the best case scenario. Do I dare say that?
Yeah, I will say this. I mean, heading up north, those higher elevations, still going to see some of that snow base. Base is still there.
Right.
Just the lower elevations, we're already starting to see the green grass right now. So we'll see how it pans out.
But we'll have enough once the snowmobile trails open in January. All right, thanks a lot. Well, Virginia woman's
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, that wind's going to start kicking up.
It is bringing in some milder temperatures. Turned out to be quite a warm day today and actually pretty nice, but our weather is going to change dramatically as we head into tonight as an area of low pressure rolls in. We have wind advisories in effect for all of central New York, and it's not too late to batten down the hatches. Make sure the Christmas ornaments are tied down or brought inside. Anything loose you want to take care of here before the winds arrive. The worst of this looks to be tomorrow morning, very early in the day. A few light showers are moving in from the west, but it's going to be generally cloudy and dry this evening, a temperature of 43 degrees. Again, a very mild afternoon. Heavy rain arrives late tonight. It's windy and it's much colder on Friday. We are tracking a return to more typical wintry conditions here with lake effect snow returning Sunday and another chance for snow on Tuesday. Temperatures remain above freezing this evening. Cloudy skies in the 40s. Again, tracking some heavy rain early Friday. A look at the forecast coming out. Kristen, back to you.
Today in Oneida County, a stark reminder.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A very mild day today. Temperatures climbed into the 40s, even warmer than yesterday. This is going to come to an end Friday morning as a very strong cold front approaches from the west. So live look at downtown Utica. The clouds have returned after getting a decent amount of sunshine today. The clouds will be hanging around as we head into tonight. It's dry this evening for the most part. Can't rule out a sprinkle. So live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Some light showers are to the north. We're going to be in this lull for several more hours. It's not until late tonight into early tomorrow that the heavy rain arrives. When it does get here, it's going to come down pretty heavy at times. We got widespread rain late tonight. A lot of this arrives after midnight. Friday morning, between 7 and 9 a.m., that's when this really strong cold front moves in. We're talking heavy rain, gusty winds. Could even see a rumble of thunder, although the chances are pretty slim. That's right during the morning commute. And then once the front rolls through, it turns much colder throughout the day. And we're tracking some snow showers here as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. And that could be enough to make things a little bit slippery. It's mainly the sidewalks, the driveways, the parking lots. Some patchy black ice is possible by tomorrow evening. Tomorrow's the windiest day of the next 7. The winds will become less on Saturday, still breezy, and then generally light heading into Sunday and Monday. And again, with temperatures falling tomorrow, just be on the lookout for patchy black ice. Will fall below freezing in the afternoon and evening. So again, there's going to be a little bit of a delay here, but some ice is expected to form by the evening time on untreated surfaces. This is all being caused by a strong area of low pressure. Cold front is still well to the west. This is heading to our north. It's going to drag that cold front with it late tonight. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Widespread rain develops. Notice a lot of this doesn't arrive until well after midnight. This is the scene at 8 a.m. I think Skycast is a little bit slow on the timing here. I think 8 to 9 a.m. is when this will start to move in. And it comes down heavy. This front moves to the east. Heavy rain in the morning and then snow showers as we head into Friday afternoon and evening. Notice what happens to the temperature. Greatly drops. We start in the upper 40s. We end in the upper 20s by 5 p.m. Scattered snow showers continue tomorrow night. And then things start to dry out as we head into Saturday. We actually expect some snow accumulation Friday and Friday night. And for many of us, it's about 1 to 2 inches of accumulation throughout late Friday and into Friday night. North of the Mohawk Valley, 2 to 5 inches possible from Rome to Boonville and Old Forge. And then heading south, into Otsego, Shenango County, and then heading east of Little Falls, a trace to an inch of snow is expected. We also pick up some heavy rain before the snow arrives, and that rain comes down, producing about a half an inch of accumulation here before it turns over to snow. Tonight, rain and wind, a low of 41. Tomorrow, an early high of 47. Again, most of the day looks windy and cold. Rain turns over to snow. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Lake effect snow is expected Sunday, the winter solstice, 34. Monday looks dry and colder, 28. Widespread light snow is expected Tuesday, and that should set the stage for a white Christmas. Despite what happens tonight, we are not out of the running. We've got a couple of chances ahead before we get to Christmas.
Now that we have that Christmas ornament on the 7th day, does that stress you out? Does that stress everybody out?
It feels more official. It feels like it's
I think
in
so,
sight
too.
now. Yeah.
The countdown is on.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Bill. Well, it's that time of year. Meteorologist Bill Curtis, worried about some black ice tonight, right?
It's going to be tomorrow as temperatures fall below freezing throughout the day. Watch out specifically on bridges and overpasses late tomorrow afternoon. They tend to freeze faster because not only can the air cool the surface, but also can go underneath the bridge. And that's why bridges tend to freeze first compared to other places. Again, treated surfaces will be fine tomorrow, but untreated surfaces, sidewalks, parking lots, driveways, by sunset might turn a little bit icy. It's just something to keep in mind later in the day. It is going to be a lot colder tomorrow in the second half of the day compared to the first half. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Pretty quiet out there this evening. We will be seeing some rain late tonight, especially tomorrow morning. An early high of 47, but most of the next 7 days will be much more typical of late December with temperatures near or below freezing. If you're going outside, taking the dog for a walk this evening, temperatures will be in the 40s. Actually, not too bad of a night to get out. Tonight's featured dogs Riley and Sugar. Yes, there are 2 dogs in that photo, if you're going to take a double take here, from Whitesboro. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The city of Utica is in.
Download the Storm Tracker 2 mobile app and put the power of Storm Tracker 2 in the palm of your hand. Watch the latest forecast, hour-by-hour conditions, the latest radar this winter. Be prepared. Download the Storm Tracker 2 mobile app today. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Our thaw continues, at least for about the next 15 to 18 hours. This is a live look in Oneonta. Temperatures are in the low 40s. We're expecting the weather to remain above freezing tonight, which means we don't have to worry about black ice here this evening, tonight, or tomorrow morning. But it will be a different story late tomorrow afternoon. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Can't rule out a sprinkle here, but the bulk of the rain looks like it's going to head toward north, at least for the time being. That rain does become heavier late tonight. We get up to about 47 degrees early Friday morning, and then we take a big plunge throughout the day. By late in the day, closer to sunset, temperatures will drop into the mid to upper 20s. There's going to be a wind with that, so there will be some black ice that forms heading past sunset tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Not a bad idea to treat the sidewalks, driveways, parking lots before all that happens. Winds are going to be an issue late tonight and into early tomorrow. We're expecting wind gusts to be about 40 to 45 miles an hour as the cold front rolls through. And it remains windy throughout Friday afternoon with winds coming in from the west. We'll see wind gusts between 30 to 40 miles an hour in the afternoon and evening before things start to settle down heading into Friday night. Skywatchers checking in. Now looking at 42 degrees in Whitesboro and Clinton. Barneveld, Carroll with 38. Helen and Cassville 45. Donna, Norway 41. Barneveld 40 degrees. John and Schuyler 39. I'm standing in the way of him. Ilion 41 and Jeff and Mohawk 38. Cross Southern Valley, Stewart, Cooperstown 43. Paynes Hollow 37. The bigger picture shows a strong cold front moves in. It just cleared Chicago and it's heading east. This will be around first thing in the morning. Until that arrives, it's cloudy. We'll see some on and off rain showers mainly after midnight. When this front rolls through, you are going to notice it. It's expected to produce heavy rain, gusty winds, and it could even produce some thunder as it rolls through between about 7 to 9 a.m. On the backside of it, it does turn over to snow, but the snow doesn't accumulate. The ground is going to be too warm, at least for the first few hours. It's not until the afternoon that the snow does start to stick. We're tracking some scattered lake effect snow showers into Friday night. The weather looks to dry out Saturday. Those lake effect snow showers could produce an inch or two of accumulation between Friday and Friday night, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. So even if we lose a good portion of the snow, Some of it's going to start to come back, and it does look like we'll have more chances ahead before Christmas. Projected rainfall, we're looking at about a half an inch to an inch region-wide heading into late tonight. Rain and wind overnight down to 41. Heavy rain in the morning. That doesn't last all day. It's going to be a windy and colder afternoon, an early high of 47. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy, dry Saturday. Temperatures will be in the mid-30s Sunday. Some lake effect snow showers Sunday afternoon. Monday looks dry. For those of you that are shopping at the last minute, keep an eye on Tuesday. We're expecting widespread snow with at least a few inches. Cloudy on Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures in the low 30s. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Our thaw continues tonight, and it turns windy first thing tomorrow. In fact, the winds are going to be around for most of the day. It's the strongest winds that look to be in the morning. Because of that, we have a wind advisory in effect. It's not a bad idea to tie down any loose objects, any loose Christmas ornaments, or bring them inside before this happens. Live look at the airfield battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few sprinkles out there, especially to the north, but in general, I think most of tonight is going to be pretty quiet. Mostly cloudy, 42 degrees. We've been above freezing all day. The snow continues to melt. We're tracking some locally heavy rain late tonight, and especially tomorrow morning, just in time for the morning commute. That's going to be accompanied by wind and a significant drop in the temperature. In fact, it's going to turn icy. Could turn icy here late tomorrow as temperatures drop into the 20s by evening time. We are tracking some lake effect snow that returns on Sunday. So even if we lose a substantial portion of the snow, we could still see a white Christmas here. Cloudy skies this evening, temperatures in the 40s. Again, a mild night before the colder weather returns. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The city of Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Our thaw continues, and it's really ramped up today with some sunshine, plenty of melting snow, but we do have more snow in the forecast. So even if we lose a chunk of it, we will be gaining some of it back as we head towards Christmas. Live looking downtown Utica, the roads are wet. Temperatures are way above freezing, and it's going to stay like that tonight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Showers to the north will generally stay north here tonight. Some heavier rain will be developing late tonight and into tomorrow. Widespread rain, again, mainly after midnight. Travel impacts look to be greatest Friday morning with that cold front rolling through. Very heavy rain, poor visibility, and wind that comes with the front. It doesn't last for long, about an hour before the front heads to the east, and then in the afternoon, it's cold enough for snow showers, and it remains windy for the remainder of the day. Friday evening, watch out on untreated surfaces. There could be some slippery spots. Tomorrow looks to be the windiest day of the week. Wind gusts between about 40 to 45 miles an hour. It's breezy Saturday. The winds become lighter as we head towards the weekend. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro, Clinton, 42 degrees. Mike and New Hartford, 46. Norway, 41. Inlet, 42. John and Schuyler, 39. Paints Hollow, Frank, 37. Stewart and Cooperstown, 43. Scott and Edmondson, also 43 degrees. Low pressure dragging a very strong cold front will be approaching the area late tonight, and it remains cloudy overnight, some light rain showers. The steadiest rain arrives Friday morning. In fact, this should be pretty noticeable when it moves in. This is the cold front. There's going to be some heavy rain with it, strong wind. There even could be some rumbles of thunder. This is expected to sweep through between about 8 to 10 a.m. Again, locally heavy rain. This does turn over to snow showers, but initially the snow will have a hard time sticking because temperatures will be above freezing along with the ground. We're expecting temperatures to fall below freezing Friday evening, and the snow starts to stick closer to sunset and afterwards. Some lake effect snow showers Friday night. There will be some accumulation between late Friday and Friday night, an inch or two of accumulation for most areas heading north of the Mohawk Valley, as much as 2 to 5 inches from Rome towards Boonville. Rain is expected before that changeover, and that is expected to amount to about a half an inch. So it will be a soaker, but not a really heavy rainfall. Rain and wind tonight, 41. Tomorrow, an early high of 47. When the front rolls through, temperatures will plummet throughout the rest of the day. And again, it could turn icy towards sunset. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy on Saturday, 31. That's the best day to shop. over the weekend. On Sunday, we're expecting lake effect snow on the winter solstice. The days will be getting brighter from Monday onward, mostly cloudy Monday, 28. Light snow, I think that's going to be the chance to give us a white Christmas. What happens on Tuesday could be picking up a couple inches of snow.
All right, so you're basically telling everyone go shopping all at the same time on Saturday.
Not me, though.
And not me.
We're gone. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Bar the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We're changing things up a little bit here when it comes to the weather. The warm weather sticks around for a few more hours, and then there's a change, right?
There's a big change, and it's coming with a cold front. That front moves in from the west, and it's going to cause a significant drop in the temperature. Outside right now, we are tracking some light rain, and we'll have on and off light rain showers throughout tonight. Temperatures are going to be warm. It's also going to turn windy here as we head towards tomorrow morning. We have a wind advisory in effect for all of central New York, high wind warning for Lewis County. Wind gusts expected to be about 40 to 45 miles an hour tomorrow morning. Current temperature 41 degrees. It's cloudy. It's pretty mild out there for the time of night. We're tracking heavy rain tonight, windy and much colder on Friday. A few lake effect snow showers return Sunday. Tonight, temperatures will slowly rise. We'll be into the upper 40s by daybreak. Tracking that strong cold front and the big change to follow. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Red Cross is helping 3 adults after.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking some rain moving into central New York. It's going to become a lot heavier here as we head into early tomorrow. It's all part of a strong cold front that is going to be giving us a significant change in the weather. We're tracking a few showers out there in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heavy stuff is coming early tomorrow morning, though, and it's going to be one of those days you really want to pay attention to the weather, because if you don't, you're going to have a pretty miserable experience here later in the day. It starts out with temperatures maybe close to 50 very early tomorrow morning, but look what happens. It's going to fall throughout the day in a very significant way. The top numbers, the air temperature, the bottom numbers, the wind chill. By the evening, wind chill is going to feel like 19 after feeling like 50 degrees earlier in the day. So pretty significant changes ahead. As far as travel goes, again, some rain tonight. The worst of this looks to be Friday morning. This is all part of a cold front that'll be bringing some heavy rain and some windy conditions to the morning commute. The afternoon and evening features snow showers and windy conditions. We're dealing with the wind tomorrow. The winds become lighter as we head into the weekend. The cold front itself is located in Ohio. It's continuing to move eastward, and again, that's the main thing we're watching here as we head into tomorrow. On and off rain showers tonight. Temperatures will rise. We're actually expecting temperatures to be in the upper 40s tomorrow morning. But check this out. 8 a.m., again, that front moving in from the west. Look at this. That's the cold front. Shows up pretty well on SkyCast. Heavy rain, wind, even some thunder is possible with this as it heads east. It does turn over to snow, but the snow doesn't accumulate, at least not initially. But on and off snow showers later in the day will give us a chance to see some accumulation. And at this point, it looks like an inch or two is possible late Friday and Friday night across the Mohawk Valley, heading north of Utica, as much as 2 to 5 inches of snow. Cooperstown, Oneonta, just a trace to an inch. Before the snow happens, we're expecting rain. And at this point, it looks like a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain is expected before that changeover to snow happens. Tonight, rain and wind, a low of 41. Tomorrow, heavy rain in the morning, snow showers in the afternoon, a high of 47. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy on Saturday, dry, good day to shop if you have to, 31. Good luck fighting the crowds. Sunday, snow showers, lake effect snow showers, 34. Looking at the snowflake that represents the winter solstice. And some colder weather heading towards Christmas.
I'm sorry, we've already been in winter. Winter's been here for weeks.
That's right, yeah.
We're getting used to it. All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up, a forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Raining out there now, and the wind's going to start picking up.
Yes, and it's going to remain warm tonight and warm tomorrow. Temperatures will be above freezing for about the next 12 hours or so. and we'll see a pretty significant drop in temperature. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are starting to track some rain showers. We've got that wind advisory in effect for all of central New York. Wind gusts tomorrow morning, 40 to 45 miles an hour. 41 degrees is the current temperature. The wind's coming in from the east, but that's going to change direction as that cold front rolls through. We've got heavy rain in store late tonight and early tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very changeable weather day. It's going to start out very mild, but then the temperatures are going to sharply drop. It's going to get much colder throughout the afternoon. Lake effect snow returns on Sunday, and so we're not the chance of white Christmas is not off the table here, even though we are going to lose quite a bit of snow tonight. Rain and wind, overnight lows will be rising. We'll be in the 40s. We're tracking a much cooler weekend. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Red Cross is helping.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
After such a cold December so far, the weather is changing course, at least for now. We are looking at a nighttime meltdown of snow. As we take a live look in downtown Utica, the roads are wet. We are tracking rain showers. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The rain is going to become a lot heavier tomorrow morning, and we've got a dramatic change in the weather. We've got a very strong cold front that arrives early in the day. We could be close to 50 in the morning, but then watch for very changeable temperatures. We're expecting temperatures to free fall throughout the day into the 40s and 30s by the afternoon. This number on the bottom is the wind chill, which gets down into the teens by the evenings. We go from 50s to teens throughout the course of the day. So make sure you're dressed properly tomorrow and grab that heavier jacket, even though it's not going to feel all that cold in the morning. Let's talk travel impacts. Tonight, widespread rain, but it's tomorrow morning that we're watching this cold front producing some heavy rain and wind. That could have a high impact on travel in the morning. Snow showers and windy in the afternoon and evening. There could be a few icy spots later in the day, but again, I think the biggest impact is going to be with that cold front early in the day. It's going to be windy tomorrow. We won't be dealing with the wind all week, though. The winds become lighter heading into the weekend. Strong area of low pressure works in from the west. Here's the cold front, the leading edge of that change in air, looking at Cleveland right now where the leading edge of the front is. Again, this will be around tomorrow morning. On and off showers overnight. Temperatures will rise. They'll be close to 50 in the morning. And here's the cold front marching in. This is 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Again, this comes in like a wall of wind and water. Some heavy rain with this. We even could see some rumbles of thunder, although the chance is pretty low. And then you can see the change in wind direction. Winds from the south on one side, from the west on the other, and that free fall in temperature. This does turn over to snow. I don't expect any big issues with the snow sticking during the morning because I think it's just going to be too warm for that. But as we head throughout the day, it does fall below freezing by the evening time, and we could be talking about an inch or two of snow accumulation tomorrow and tomorrow night, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. So even though we lose the snow, some of it returns. Before that snow arrives, though, we pick up about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. And again, that comes down in a relatively short period of time with that cold front. Rain and windy tonight, low 40. Temperatures will start out in the upper 40s in the morning and then free fall throughout the afternoon. Rain turns over to snow, and it's a very windy day. Cloudy on Saturday, 31. Weather's looking quiet for holiday shoppers. Sunday, lake effect snow. On the winter solstice, the weather looks cold heading towards Christmas.
Looking as far ahead as Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Right now, quiet, but that's still 6-7 days away, so
That's right.